We'll gather around, feel the love compound. Blue elephant is strong.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So what we're going to do today is we are going to use some various molds and we're going to make a welcome sign to hang on your front door or, you know, wherever, office door, wherever you want to hang one, you know? Okay, first what I want to do is I am using Let's Resin's Intense Chameleon powders and I'm going in with two different colors. Now I'm kind of just blobbing the powder on right now in the top, and then I'm going to blob this other color on the bottom, and then I'm going to rub it in. And this is going to kind of help with a more graduated line so that it's not like straight across or anything like that. Like I just want it to kind of fade one into the other. Now the colors are black cherry and maple, and they are similar looking here. They have the same kind of undertones as far as color goes, but when it shifts, when you can actually see it, like when it's a finished piece, you can see the difference between them, and I think it turns out pretty cool. I am making sure to get along the sides of the words as well. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to move on to the moon and stars that I have. Now for these, as opposed to doing chameleon powders, I am going to use Let's Resin's hollow glitter powder. Now I figured I'm just going to go gold for these. Now these little star molds, the molds are shiny, so we won't have an issue with that. However, this moon mold is not. It is a matte mold. So I will have to go over with UV resin later on just to shine it up to get that hollow effect that I'm looking for, you know, which is the whole reason of putting it on to begin with. But as I go through this, I'm just going to put on a nifty little song that I created for you guys, and I will be back when we are ready to resin.
Welcome to Halloween, the night of fear and fright. Do you like the spooky scene and things that haunt the night? Witches brew and eerie stew, ghosts that dance in moonlight's glow. Goblins grin and ghastly crew, welcome where the shadows grow. Oh, welcome to the night where everything's a scare. Costumes give a fright, let's all be unaware. Pumpkins grin with glowing eyes, bats that swoop and dive underneath the darkened skies where spooky creatures thrive. Haunted houses call your name, zombies rise from graves. It's a frightful, fun-filled game in the land of braves. Oh, welcome to the night where everything's a scare. Costumes give a fright, let's all be unaware. Ghosts that dance in moonlight's glows, that dance in moonlight's glow. Goblins grin and ghastly crew, welcome where the shadows grow. Welcome where the shadows grow. Oh, welcome to the night where everything's a scare. Costumes give a fright, let's all be unaware. Unaware.
Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, after I was done kind of smoothing everything on, I did get a really poofy brush just to burnish it in really, really well. It just blends it out better and kind of really gets it into that mold nice and smooth so that you get the results that you want when you demold. And I mixed up some Let's Resin Fast Cure for this, and then I'm using Rolio's Tiger Orange pigment paste and their black pigment paste. Now we're just going to do a handful of these little guys here just to kind of give some more interest to the piece that we're creating. And the black obviously is for going behind the welcome sign, as well as I'm going to use it behind the stars and the moon. I'm hoping, I honestly don't think that in anything that I've really used it in, I've backed it in black, so I'm hoping that it gives the results that I want, that it kind of works like chameleon powders. I'm not 100% sure, but we will find out. So for these, because this resin is super crazy thick, I did spray real quick with alcohol just to kind of, because there are some details in here, and I'm hoping that that will eliminate any bubbles that, you know, may want to stick to there. And then I'm going to go in with my dotting tool and just kind of move stuff around just to see. I mean, obviously I can't see because it's opaque, but you know what I mean? Just to kind of make sure that any bubbles that may be down there, I am getting to rise to the surface. Hit it with the heat gun, add some more to fill it up. That's pretty much all I'm going to do in the orange. Now the rest of this is pretty much all going to be black for the rest of my pieces. And again, I am going in on the slower side. I cannot spray this with alcohol, obviously, because I have the chameleon powders over it and I don't want to ruin it. It's kind of the same thing with taking my dotting tool and going around. I am hitting it with the heat gun. I will kind of sort of go along it with my dotting tool, but not like I would if I didn't have anything down there. And it's really just to kind of move the resin around on the top to get it to go into those places. And this is where, because if you do it and you scrape it up, you're going to ruin the front of the piece. So you really do take a chance when you are dusting with chameleon powders and whatnot of those air bubbles that kind of get trapped or can get trapped in all of those 90-degree angles. And I'm just going to fill it up the rest of the way, wherever it needs it. Then we're going to move on to the moon and the stars and get those in. And then whatever we have left, we're just going to go with the rest of these little pieces. Now, I'm not going to use all of them, but, you know, at least not now. Maybe somewhere along the line. I don't know. Kind of getting close to the end of the Halloween stuff. I've got a few more, but not too many more after this. But, you know, I'm just taking my time and making sure that it's completely filled up all the way to the top. Okay, now it is time to hit it with the heat gun real quick just to pop any surface bubbles. And then we're done with this guy. Now it's time for the moon and the stars. Now, this is going to be the same deal. In hindsight, for some of these, especially the moon and the stars, I probably would have been better off using Let's Resin's epoxy resin as opposed to the fast cure, just because it's so thick that to get into all of these little grooves, not that it can't, because it does, and it does a good job, like, don't get me wrong, but a thinner resin was probably be more ideal for it, in all honesty. Like, it didn't want to flow on its own into all the points of the stars, so I did have to kind of push it and coax it in there a little bit, and in doing so, I did hit the bottom of the mold a couple of times and kind of scratched off some of that hollow powder. I mean, it is what it is. We live, we learn, we do things, you know, and then we realize that we could have done them better. But it's fine. It's fine. We're just going to fill these up now and then hit them with our heat gun and be done with them. Put them over to the drying area. And I saved this in here for you guys because I thought that you would get a kick out of it. You know, everything's going fine. Everything's going great. I got the stars over. No problems whatsoever. And then I go to lift this guy up, and I don't know what happened, but are you ready? Are you ready for this? Hold on. Here it comes. Soon, eventually. Come on. And honestly, this one shouldn't have given me a problem at all, because it's tiny. Like, no issues. Watch. It just, like, I don't even know. It just jumped out of my hand. I don't know. But yeah. So, there is that. Anyway. So, as I refill it, re-clean it back off again for the 18th millionth time, finally I do get it over, out of the way, with no further problems, which is great. And then this part, like, I don't know, everything was just messy. Everything got messy, and I just don't understand why. Now, I do like this mold a lot. The only thing that I don't like is it's super chunky, and I think it's because it's a chocolate mold. And it's just like really, really big. Like I would have preferred these pieces to be a little bit thinner as opposed to the chunkiness that they are. And you honestly kind of can't make it any less chunky because then you don't get the entirety of the image. Like it just cuts it too weird. So yeah, but I think they are cute for accent pieces. Okay, on to our background. So I want to do like this color shifting purple that I have, and I know that it's going to be too transparent to actually cover this wood, and it's not going to give me the look that I want. So my first coat, I am mixing it in with the just regular titanium white acrylic paint. We're going to paint over it. I am going to paint all sides because this can be an outside piece if you so choose, and it's wood. I'm hoping that this paint will seal it enough that I don't have to worry about moisture and it warping the wood or anything like that. So I'm just going to go over it now. Once I completely paint over, then I'm going to come in with the purple alone, and we're going to kind of just go at it. Now this first bit, I am just kind of bringing the color up some, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to blob the paint in certain areas and try to get like the streaks from the paintbrush, but to make it so that you can see the paint underneath and then the darker, and then you get just some variation in color, so it's not necessarily one whole color. As I go through this bit, I'm just going to bounce off, and I will be back when we are ready for the next part.
Monsters in the night, ready for a bite. Trick or treat delight, dancing in the moonlight. Goblins on the street, moving to the beat. Candy on repeat, spooky hands and feet. Groove with the ghosts, party with the ghouls. Halloween host, breaking all the rules. Ooh. Witches in the air, flying everywhere. Pumpkin spooky glare, chills in the midnight air.
Alright, and as you saw, I did sprinkle a little bit of glitter over top of it just to give it some added interest. Now it's time to demold these, and I did get the effect I wanted from adding the black behind, so that's good. You can kind of see the spots where the black is peeking through, where I just scraped it up or I didn't cover it well enough with the hollow powder. The moon, obviously, we are going to go over it with some UV resin just to shine that up a little bit. Now it is time for the welcome part. And in here, I did get a lot of trapped bubbles along the outer edge of the words where they clung to those 90-degree corners, which I knew, like I said, anytime you go over with any kind of mica powder or chameleon powders or whatever, you're taking that chance, because if you're not scraping, you're not going around all those edges like you normally would. But it is what it is. Okay, so this is kind of like the basic makeshift layout that I'm thinking in my head right now of kind of sort of how I want it to be-ish. Now, I'm not going to lie, the end result does change quite a bit, but that's just kind of to give you an idea of what I'm thinking, but we're going to go way, way more with that. All right, so I just took a little bit of NicPro's UV resin, and I'm just rubbing it all over this piece just to shine it up a little bit. I'm going to stick it under the light until it is completely cured. And I'm just sticking it on the silicone mat so that it doesn't get stuck to anything. Now, as that is doing its thing, I'm going to take a little bit of this Recollections it's called Muse. It's an extra fine glitter. It's such a gorgeous purple. Oh my God, it is so gorgeous. And some gloss varnish. And we're going to mix that up. And I am going to outline this welcome. Now, the reason I'm doing that is, well, A, the purple, it matches, it goes with the background, right? And B, I want to take the focus away from all of those little holes that I have trapped there. Could I fix it with some UV resin? Yes, it's not going to be the same. You're still going to see that black popping through because it's going to have, there's no chameleon powder there. So I decided that I am going to just go along the edge of here. Now, what I noticed is I made my mixture a little too runny, and as opposed to adding more glitter to it to thicken it up, I continued using it, and it was kind of running in areas that I didn't want it to, which I normally don't have an issue with, but this day I did. So you saw me try to clean it up with a Q-tip, and it kind of ish worked a little bit, but I just continue to have problems. And I decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline the whole thing, but I'm going to actually make a point to make the glitter look like it is like dripping down. Kind of like you would see like blood or something like that, like how you would see it dripping down on scary pieces, I guess. You'll see when with the finished piece what I'm kind of going for. This way, not only is it covering those air pockets that are there, those craters that I've got, but it's also making it look like I intended it to be this way. Which, certain aspects of it, yes, not all of it, but now you don't know, right? Well, I mean, you guys know because I'm telling you, but if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. So that's what I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to continue on with pieces that I select. And I'm just going to use the gloss varnish and some of my glow powders in the various colors, whatever I chose for each particular piece. And I'm going to hit those in certain areas. I'm going to bounce off as I go through this. I will come back when we are ready to assemble this thing.
Her side with ghoulish eyes, moon above cast eerie light. Spirits dance in shadows bright. Midnight whispers in the air, haunting melodies everywhere. Witch laughs, wild ghostly grin. Night begins, dark magic sin. Through the night sky they soar, hearts pounding, wanting more. Witch and ghost in moonlit flight, together lost in endless night. Stars blink like spectral eyes, ghostly whispers sound their cries. Winds howl with haunted breath, spellbound fear in life's death. When dawn breaks they disappear, phantoms fade, shadows clear. But till then they rule the night, haunting dreams in frightful light. Witches cackle, ghostly moan, echo through the night's unknown. Mystic charms and spectral walls, in moonlight's cold their spirits call. The graveyard shadows creep, skeletons arise from sleep. Bones rattle in the night, underneath the pale moonlight. They start swaying watch with glee. Joints a creaking, bony stance. Under moonlight, ghosts they dance. Moonlit battle, bones a clack. Groovy beats don't turn back. Spooky sights, a midnight show. Skeletons, they steal the glow. Groovy beats don't turn back. Spooky sights, a midnight show. Skeletons, they steal the glow.
Okay, I'm back. So I thought about coming back when I started the owl, but then I figured you guys are all incredibly intelligent people. You could see what I was doing, so, I painted an owl. Anyway, all right, everything is good. Everything is dry. Now it is time to put this thing together. And I want the welcome part to be kind of off center. I want it to be kind of cocked. And then we're going to have the little owl perched on top wearing a witch's hat because I think that looks super cute. We're going to go moon and stars up high. It's in the sky, so it makes sense. And then we're going to add those other pieces, the pumpkin and the bat and the spider and the skull face down towards the bottom just because it needs something. And we're just going to E6000 this all on. And then I'm going to put the twine back on there to hang it up, and that's pretty much it. Now, simple project. Does it look homemade? Yeah, but I think it's really cute. I like it a lot. I really, really do. I like how it looks when it glows too. It's kind of cool. Absolutely love the little owl on there. I think that and the welcome are like my favorite bit. Him with the little stars all around him. I really like that part a lot. I really, really do. But honestly, guys, that is a wrap on this one. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Don't forget, Thursday's video will be out on Friday instead because I am participating in that horror collab with Dresses and Dragons Crastorium. So it'll still be 3 o'clock, but 3 o'clock Friday, not Thursday. Hope to see you guys there. It should be a good one. And then we're doing our Halloween collab with the Crafty YouTubers United is on October 12th. So we've got another one coming up. Anyway, that's a wrap on this one, guys. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I will see you Friday in the next one. And we are doing our drawing Friday for those pieces from last video. I will see you then. Love ya. Bye.
Welcome to Halloween, the night of fear and fright. Do you like the spooky scene and things that haunt the night? Witches brew an eerie stew, ghosts that dance in moonlight's glow. Goblins grin and ghastly crew, welcome where the shadows grow. Oh, welcome to the night where everything's a scare. Costumes give a fright, let's all be unaware. Pumpkins grin with glowing eyes, bats that swoop and dive underneath the darkened skies where spooky creatures thrive. Haunted houses call your name, zombies rise from graves. It's a fright